Greetings, family. Welcome to Pan Africanism Towards Nationhood, building a global Black business pipeline. And, family, we have another special, wonderful live stream for you. And tonight, I'm here with our sister Matrell on a mission. And this is Bomani Tyehimba. And we're here to talk about a wonderful journey of a lifetime to the Nile Valley civilization in Egypt. So yes, family, join Bomani and Matrell for Egypt tour November 21st to December 2nd, 2024. So that's the Nile Valley Journey of a Lifetime. And 100% of the information can be found on our website at Africa or theafricans.org. And also, family, when you look down to the bottom, you'll see the phone number, email address, and website also. So you can just reach out with your interest of this journey or any journey in general. So good day, my sister. Good day. How you feeling?
Greetings. I am well. Thank you for having me.
Yes, excellent. Always good connecting with you, and appreciate you just taking up the mantle and being ready to, lead us into a journey across Africa. And I'm always telling people that the business that we do is I'm here just working on things administratively and also the sales and marketing. But the main thing is the people that we have in the country that's in the country and working on all the things that need to just be taken care of and finalized and work on
Right.
based on the flow of our itinerary. So, family, that's our sister here, Matrell, as a tour operator. We just and myself as tour director or tour organizer here. We just connect together and we work this thing out to where we give our people an incredible experience and open their eyes up to Africa. And it's always beyond just tourism and beyond just enjoying our wonderful self in Africa. It's also a diplomatic connection, a networking, open
Right.
your eyes to business investments, repatriation, and all those wonderful things, import, export, just a world of this global Black enterprise. And so
Mhm.
it goes beyond just that, but at the same time too, instead of you taking a vacation or holiday somewhere in Europe, where most of what you're going to connect to is irrelevant, we just take you on a journey of a lifetime to Africa, and then you're connected with energies of things that's inspirational to you. It's it has 100% relevance, and it's also a way for you just to get away and enjoy yourself and just learn more about Africa, and also just patronize growing African economy. So
Mhm.
putting black dollars in black hands and working with what we can work with to this be more competitive as a people. So it's all that and more. The journey of a lifetime. So my sister, what's on your mind tonight? And how do you feel about this itinerary we have set up and this journey of a lifetime to Egypt?
Well, I mean, Bomani, I really totally love Egypt, and I am just really excited that we are going to be working together on this to show as many people this beautiful country that we can, right? And I'm really happy to be doing this with you because you are such an experienced tour operator. You've gone all over Africa for many, many years. You're like a pioneer in
Appreciate
this.
you.
And so, so you are like the benchmark for everyone else. Right. So everyone else is trying to aspire to be where you are. So for us to be able to work on this together is like an honor for me. And I'm just looking forward to showing everyone absolutely how beautiful Egypt is, how welcoming it is, and let you like just connect with some history there that you just never would see on regular TV, and that Lord knows we don't learn about in America. You learn nothing about the real Egypt in America.
Excellent. And the beautiful thing about it, you've been able to just live in the country,
Hmm.
going back and forth. So all I tell people, these things build experience. And also, you were in Ghana at first, and
Yes.
you're able to see how things were in Ghana, staying
Yeah.
back, which I always encourage people. So when they
Hmm.
see the tour dates, if they always wondering, can you stay longer? It's always 100% yes, and I will work with you to just get things going. And whatever country we leave you in, you have people there, especially our tour crew, that got your back.
Right.
So you stayed back, and then some people just figure things out for themselves based on just the flow of things, and they just experience the country. So you experience Ghana, and then you
Yes.
was also able to just experience a different world in Egypt. And then
Right.
Egypt just worked out for you.
Yeah.
And it's, I tell people it's what it is. That's why we have options for you to go places because Like myself, one of the most important thing to me is to be somewhere where I have the technology advancement and the technology operation going to where I can just do what I need to do throughout the day because I
Right.
multitask. Got computers back there. You're working on your phone and things, and you just need some good network. So,
Hmm.
and then also you're moving around, and you need good roads, and you need good infrastructure. So I'm sure you thought about all those things.
Absolutely. And like you said, after the first tour, back for the year return, when I did tour with you, after the tour was over, I did stay in Ghana and I stayed for a total of like 30 days. So that did give me a good idea of what the country was like. And it was a great experience. And I did enjoy having the safety net of knowing the people that I had met on the tour through you, as resources on the ground there while I was there by myself. So that totally worked out. And, people can do something similar to that on the journey that they're coming to Egypt. If they don't think that, 2 weeks is enough time or they want to take time off to see more of the country, we can certainly help them, do that as well, especially if they're thinking about the country for retirement or investment, things like that. We'd be happy to show them around outside, after they enjoy the tour, if they want to stay a little bit longer.
There you go, family. So that's the operation that we got you organized and connected with. And then in the future, when people want to live and do more business, we'll have more things set up for them. So
Yeah.
you have vision of just having those establishments in place.
Right. And like you had mentioned earlier, like one of the things that I do love the most about Egypt is the infrastructure and the ability to be able to, work remotely. There, the internet is it's pretty stable for the most part, depending on what city you're in. And, there are definitely good roads and you have access to just about everything that you need and want. And then a lot of the comforts that you're used to from the states, which is what I can speak to, or I can say the West, whatever. Just being able to have those things, but still have the freedom, the lack of, I haven't experienced any racism. I'll say that me, and none of the people that have toured with me have experienced anything like that. It's always been love and fun and a great experience. And I guess I'll share some of the feedback from people who've actually come to Egypt, who've really come to Egypt and actually seen it through the eyes of our company. Um, how wonderful they think it is. And I'm looking forward to your guests, feeling the same way, having a whole different mindset about the country once they leave, because you're going to see it, the real Egypt, from all aspects of it, not just the touristy things. They'll see some local things as well, but and just have the opportunity to experience like really good dining. Because I think, Bomani, for me, I'm a chef. I'm a professional chef, so food is important. Food is important on any tour, and one of the things that I've been hearing people say from other companies that they've gone with is that the food in Egypt is meh, it's not good. And I'm like, "What?"
Well, wow.
I'm like, "Where did you eat?" Because everywhere we go is top-notch food. And,
So key thing you just mentioned, where you go. So people
yeah.
need to know where they go, where they can find what they need.
Yes, absolutely. And then the other thing about our company is that we're not, we're trying to make sure this is a good experience and we need to enjoy it ourselves. So what we're not trying to do is take everybody to a bunch of like really cheap restaurants where, they're not going to get the quality food that, we would feed ourselves or feed our own family. So, they could just be reassured to know that on this tour, you're going to have five-star cuisine. The accommodations are top notch. I've stayed in all of them myself personally. I know that they understand what we want um, as Westerners and they cater to that. So that's really important for you guys to know. And the transportation is top notch as well. Navigating those Egypt streets is not an easy thing to do, but our drivers are so professional and they have such a great track record, very welcoming. It's just going to be a all over, all around great time. It's going to be fun. You're going to have fun, but you're going to be educational as well.
Excellent, family. So that's what we're talking about in the journey of a lifetime. Having an incredible experience in Africa to where everything that you need is taken care of for you on
Right.
the highest level, from
Hmm.
your luxury 5-star accommodations to your transportation.
Right.
to your Egypt Air flights, going from the U.S. Directly to Cairo and going in the country, and also this the cruise ship, which is one of the
Yes.
things that's always excited. I think about and family. 19 years ago, April 2004, that was my second journey to Africa, and that was Egypt. I was with Dr. Ranoko Rashidi, and that was a part of the journey. Was on a cruise for about 3 days. It was opposite from the flow of what we have, but it was from Luxor to Aswan.
Okay.
But which is fine because you have different ways you work it. What we have done is modify situations to where our schedule is this, because we have to evolve, and we
Right.
have to just be creative and innovative. All those things that basically means this. The goal is just to be the best at what
Right.
you're doing. So I appreciate that journey I did 19 years ago, and then when we travel November of 2024, that'll be 20 years. So that'll be 20 years of traveling to Africa and literally just traveling to where we were recording our experience. Some videos are okay, some videos are great, some videos are just a nice sort of rough video to just give you a feel. But what we do is just record a lot of videos and just show all aspects of the country, especially when we talk about dining, as you just mentioned.
Hmm.
Let you know that we're going to give you incredible international menu.
Right.
For those who just want to take you to one of those roadside shops on the street and have local food, that's fine. But at the same time, too, the menu that you get, you have all different aspects of a cuisine. So if you feel like you just need to just do something more uh, domestic or local or international, you have those options, and that's what we're here to give you, family. A wonderful option of energy.
Yes.
So as the experience of this traveling to Africa all those years, and then just being in the business for the last 17 years, our goal is literally to just make sure you get beyond just your money experience, because you're getting the tours, but also we're just trying to connect you to the future. Because when you look at the African continent, the future is going to be incredible. So you ask ourselves, are we going to position ourselves, to get into business? Like real estate is always big, getting land,
Right.
building communities, towns, homes, apartments, whatever in that aspects of things. Are we going to just go to Egypt and just enjoy this incredible Nile Valley civilization that we have done for decades after decades? And I mean, I'm not knocking anyone that's came before us, but what we're saying is that as time go along, and the same thing I expect from our generation that are coming up, but we have to put them in that position is to just step the game up and take
Yeah.
it to another level. And that next level, that's what we'll call Africa for the Africans, tourism investment.
Hmm.
Tourism is that incredible foundation, but we got to get more into investing in the African continent, because the amount of money I look at spending in the last 19 years is unbelievable. And
Right.
then you look at it like, I should have made better choice as far as investment, to where you have buses, you have certain things in places. But you learn from your experience. So
Right.
and our goal is to share. That way, we can just do this better and better.
Exactly. And that's why I really appreciate the opportunity too, because like you know, uh, having our companies on the ground in these countries matter, right? So we're not just bringing people here. I actually live in Egypt, so I have a lot of connections, and I know a lot more about the country than somebody that just comes in and out every 6 months or so, right? So I'm a lot more in touch with what the culture is like, and I've developed a team of people who understand us as Westerners, right? And not even just Westerners, but specifically Black Americans. They understand us and know what it is that we're looking for, what we want, and they are well equipped to provide a level of service that I don't think people get on regular tours. They just don't, because they don't know us, so they try to treat us all the same, but we're not. We have unique needs that need to be met, and I pride myself on making sure that the comfort level is there for everyone. The security, that is a huge um, that's a huge thing for people to understand that, on our tours, you're definitely totally going to be secure the whole time you're there. As a matter of fact, you probably won't even notice them, except that, when you mix and interact with them every now and then. But they're so professional, they're doing their job. It's like they're just blending in with the rest of the tour. But, it's real security to make sure that, our safety um, is taken care of, that we're safe, right? So that's a big deal. And then the other thing about our tour, is that this is the type of tour where you just make the decision to come, you get your ticket, and then everything else is taken care of. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to get your own visa. You don't have to. All the arrangements are made for you. So it's a really just a really simple, straightforward way to come to Egypt. Like we don't have to give you a lesson on all the things that you need to do before coming because we've taken care of those things for you. And I think that differentiates us from a lot of other tour companies that are out there. So just know that you're going to be taken care of. But Marty, do you mind if I kind of like go over the itinerary a little bit?
Yes, we can go over the itinerary. Let me just flip and
Okay,
do a screen sharing real quick.
sure. My glasses on so I can see.
All right, so I am going to let's see. Let's scroll on down and get so family. Once you're on our website, africafortheafricans.org, you're just gonna go to the main menu. You're gonna look for Egypt, November 2024 on your left on the main menu, or you can scroll down and you'll see it right here on the front page. And then just a click.
No.
And then this is all the action of the layout. So you have an overview which give you and we're going to go over these also, but just want to go over all of the information on there. Overview give you all of the prices, what's included, what's not included, and just overview of all of the highlights of what we're going to be touring. Itinerary is just a full day-to-day schedule, which includes a flight schedule from the U.S., Egypt Air, and also internal flights, and just full movements of our schedule day-to-day. General terms. So general terms is this all the general term information which you just want everyone to just look through, and also tour preparation list. So we just have a list of things to get prepared for, and that is what we're gonna get organized for you. And there's the visa information is not on there because we're gonna get your visas taken care of on the other side. So Matrell is gonna also explain that more later. But that is something that's taken care of. So let me click on the overview. All right, and all right, so hopefully you can hopefully that looks good. So that's the dates family, and that is the tour package with flights, and then tour package without flights, and then also the optional single supplement. So this wanted us to get right to the point as far as the numbers. That way you can see it. So that's what the tour overview represents. All right, and scrolling down, tour includes and then not included in tours. So Matrell, once I get down to the list of things that we're gonna be doing, I can just connect with you and then we could just go through it. But let me just do a quick tour include. So that's transportation and tours throughout Egypt, daily continental breakfast and gourmet dinner in Cairo and Luxor. Right? And luxury Nile cruise with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So for the most part, almost the full accommodations include all three meals, with exception of, I'm sure I got it up here somewhere.
Yeah, you do.
Right. So,
Cairo and Luxor.
so that is down there where it's not included.
Right.
So perfect. So I just want to make sure that we have things clear because we want to make sure that you're clear on the things. And yes, family, it is five-star hotel accommodations, double occupancy. So you can choose a single occupancy or the optional single if you want to just be in a room by yourself. So that's how we have those things that worked out. So entrance and access to all sites and activities, daily exercise and meditation based on if we can get someone to volunteer. If not, then do free exercise and things like that. It's something that we encourage to just get up in the morning and get your day started with some nice flow of energy. Certified English speaking professional tour guides and Egyptologists. Uh, and then we're going to be working on a nice social business networking / investment for you. And visa fees and processing are included. Now, what's not included is $100 group tips, lunch in Cairo and Luxor, and then any camera / camcorder fees at sites if those things even exist. And then beach massages and individual beach activities. So those other activities that would just be there is not included. So you can also talk more about that. Before I even go on to the sites, you want to talk about anything as far as what's included and not included?
No, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's all clear. So yeah, so the visas are included. That's why they're not mentioned up on here. Yeah, everything is going to be taken care of. Like you said, the only exception would be the tips are not included, and then the lunch in Cairo and Luxor. But lunch is included on the Nile cruise itself for the days that you're on there, and then at the in Hurghada, when you guys come to the beach, then all of that's is all inclusive. So that's all taken care of as well.
All right, well, excellent. So that's what we're doing, family. Just breaking down a tour package for you, so you're clear about all these things. That way, when you're on tour, you can just focus on enjoying yourself,
Yes, right.
and then enjoy your shopping if you choose to do a lot of shopping. So that's one of the things that people are gonna ask: is shopping included?
Well, you know what? Well, and some of the things like along the way on the tour, there are, in Egypt, there are like approved sites and government sponsored type or places that we know pay taxes, right? So they're legit. They have like return policies, they have guarantees and things like that. So there will be an opportunity to get some things along the way. Um, yeah, so it's definitely shopping throughout the tour. So people will have the opportunity to shop. And then when you're off the tour in the evening, when your tour day is over and you're in the cities, you know, if you did want to venture out some, there's, plenty of shopping available there as well. So
Excellent. So Cairo, 3 nights, and
yes.
family. That's November 22nd to 25th.
Hmm.
And when you actually look at the flow of the itinerary, everything that we're going over, it's going to just flow with that itinerary as far as the day-to-day schedule. This is just a overview. So what we're looking at is the original Egyptian museum that everyone used to go to,
Right.
and I'm not sure if it's still open or
Well,
if they're transitioned to the new one, but we're scheduled to go to the Grand Egyptian Museum.
hmm
So now is that going to be open? Because we're in transition from one museum to the next as far as
right.
Egypt Main Museum.
Well, right now it's still open, and they still have pretty much full exhibits there. And the new museum is open, but it's really just for like press and um, I think they're doing marketing and fundraising for that museum right now. So it's not open to the public yet. So, but by 2024, I'm hopeful that it'll be open because it would be great to see all 25 dynasties lined up
Wow.
and everything the way that it's supposed to be. And so yeah, hopefully it'll be open by then. But if not, the regular Grand Egyptian Museum is grand enough that it's still very interesting and everybody will still have a great time and learn a lot because they won't leave it empty if it hasn't transitioned yet. It'll still have plenty of artifacts there.
Perfect. And it's a long time from now, so I'm sure they'll
Yeah.
work it out. One thing I can always say, family, as far as this Egypt, when you talk about tourism and this business, you know, they don't play around. All this historical artifacts and that's the history itself. They literally don't play around as far as preserving it, setting up tour sites, and just and making sure that it's preserved, maintenance, upgrade,
Yeah.
you know, roads to where you go to museums and places of historical tourism. I mean, look at even the whole new city that's being built. So I'm telling people that it's unfortunate that not all the countries in Africa really operate the same on the same level. but this is one country that's serious. It's always this top in everything.
Hmm.
So for people who want to worry about or want to wonder about infrastructure and things like that, they have the engine that works as far as tourism.
Yeah. They even have a subway. They have a subway system in Cairo. I rode it. I rode it for the first time and it was just so beautifully clean. Actually, I have a video on that. It was just, clean down there and it ran like clockwork. I felt like I was in DC, but without the urine smell.
Oh wow! Or the New York City subway, yeah, with
Yes.
all the dirt and grime everywhere.
Yeah, but this was like clean. I just felt like, wow. It was really impressive actually. And then they're building more legs to it. It actually has like 6 legs to their subway. It's huge.
Yeah, that's one thing I could say about some countries literally just serious. So, family, our
Yeah.
goal is to just give you an experience across different parts of Africa. So when I take people to like example, you go to Senegal and Gambia, you feel like you're in two different worlds.
Really? Okay.
Specifically when it talks about development.
Mm,
So one country got impeccable roads and literally have no open source system, and one got just not but the worst set of roads you're gonna see in Africa, and then the open source system. So this
okay.
big difference right there, and
Right.
a brand new airport with highways going there, and then a small operation. So, but and I mean it's just right there, but that's the difference, family. So
Yeah.
taking around Africa, which we always recommend is make your way around different countries. It's that experience that got Matrell like Ghana or Egypt. And she's thinking about the same thing I think about, just doing high level of business.
Right.
You may want to go to the dentist. You may want to do certain things, and you may not want to fly back to America. So
Hmm.
that's a country that has those things in place. When people talk about modern hospital, modern infrastructure as far as just health and wellness,
Right.
um, and this was impressive when I first went in, literally 19 years ago. I can imagine what they're doing now. I mean,
Right.
I've seen updates as far as lots of videos,
Hmm.
especially in the new city. I'm sure a year from now, 2 years from now, it will just be completed.
Yeah. It's amazing how fast things are going up. And everything, and it works, and it's beautiful. It looks exactly like the models, though. Whatever models that they had up 3 years ago, those things are actually happening around us. That big, beautiful bridge is open. So it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. They're on track.
Yeah, I mean, I realize that what they do, they just reinvest a lot of their earnings back into their country,
Yeah.
which is not commonly what you see in more popular places that we go to in Africa.
Hmm.
But I'm always telling people that Egypt, Morocco, these are countries of examples of what we can do in Africa.
Right.
So not saying that it's just that simple to just go from the Gambia to Morocco or Egypt overnight, but um, yeah, these are the future things that But the countries I mentioned that have certain bad infrastructure, I'm always telling people that these are pioneer investments. You just got to figure out how you're going to come in and how you're going to deal with the vultures, how you're
Right.
going to make it work.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they're not organized systems to where you have, I mean, and even if you have federal regulations, it's not like it's sometimes it's you know it doesn't it doesn't just work out that way. People just do what they do,
Right.
but not trying to put down certain countries, letting people know that on this journey and this experience, it's set up to just give you a modern, advanced, 5-star luxury experience in
Hmm.
Africa, and this
Right.
is different from almost all other itineraries that we have on our schedule. But it's what it is. That is always based on the country and what the country have set up.
Hmm.
So that is the big difference, family. So I'm looking forward to seeing that whole new city, and I'm sure there's like several other cities that Egypt government is building, like in different parts of Egypt.
Yeah, they
So
are.
they're building, they're really thinking about the future of their people and the
Right.
future of this being competitive with the world.
Hmm. Yeah, and they're doing a lot of strategic partnerships with other countries and stuff too. I don't know, it's just the level of infrastructure that's being built right now is amazing. And then one of the things you guys are going to see on this tour is just how much solar, how much wind. I mean, it's like so green. And even though it's an oil producing country, it's still really into environmentally sound ways of doing things. The new museum, as a matter of fact, is a green museum. All, recyclable stuff. It's ran off of recyclables. Everything. It's the technology is amazing that that they use in everything.
So
It
perfect.
really
I
is.
mean, so perfect. So let's talk about some of these things on this
Okay.
itinerary that we're going to do in Cairo.
Okay. So Cairo is always a great time to me. There's always so many things to do, and we're gonna make sure you do all of them. So we are going to visit the Giza pyramids, and that's the um the location that actually has the Sphinx and the three large pyramids are there, and so we'll see that. Um, we're also going to see the Saqqara necropolis. Now, Saqqara is where the older pyramids are, the step pyramids, the same pyramids that exist in Sudan today. There's like 300 of them or more in Sudan. So they're all from the same family members, we think. And to see that, it's just such an eye-opening experience. You guys are going to see your cousins all over the walls. Um, get to look at the stories, and our Egyptologist is going to help explain what's going on in those scenes. It's just really breathtaking, and it just doesn't get the credit that it deserves. But I just don't think anybody should come to Cairo without actually seeing Saqqara as well as the Giza pyramids. Okay, and then we're also going to be riding ATVs in the desert, and that's in Giza. So that's fun because you're going to be riding all around the pyramids. It's a great time, and we're going to do some touring of like old Cairo. So you guys get a lot of history there. And we're going to shop in the Khan El Khalili. Now, the Khan El Khalili is one of the largest open air markets. Now, I know you know the Secunda market that they had in Ghana. Lumani, are you familiar with that one?
The some of the market in
The
the
Makola. Is it the
other,
Makola market?
Makola market. I thought you
Right.
were talking about the Kumasi market. They're both crazy. I try not
Right.
to go
Well,
in those places.
right, but you think that those are big, but the con is bigger than both of those. It's like one of the largest marketplaces in the world. But what's different about it, though, is a lot of the items are made in Egypt, which is perfect. So it's a great place to get souvenirs and things like that. And it's just fun to haggle. This is the place where you actually get to name your price, pretty much. So it's really kind of fun going back and forth and doing that. We're also going to visit the Cairo Tower. When you get up to the top, you're going to see how massive Cairo really is. It's just very beautiful up there. You can see the pyramids from there, all the large mosques. It's really something to see. And what I was really impressed with was the inside, because they have these mosaic murals on the wall that really depict life. How life in Egypt was from ancient time to the present. And the artist did a really great job on it. So it's really something to see as well. And yeah, but we'll be doing more. I mean, these are like the highlights of what we're going to do while we're there. And then there'll also be optional activities for people, if they want to do some things in the evening, after the tour day is over. So, and then as far as the accommodations, you guys are staying at the Le Passage Cairo Hotel, and it's a really great hotel. The food is good, and it has a casino, so there's always like activities to do in the evening after hours. Yeah.
A nice social place.
Hmm.
Order what you want and enjoy.
Yes.
So anything else you want to
So
share about Cairo before we move on?
it's just that now Cairo is going to be the busiest part of the tour in terms of it's a lot of people there. It's a hustle and bustle, but it's a big city. So it's like, let's see, I would say it's about like 4 or 5 New York cities in one. So just imagine that, wrap your head around that. And but the thing is the people are really nice. They're very welcoming, and it's fun, but it's fast paced. And you guys you're gonna enjoy it. It'll be very memorable for sure. You won't forget Cairo. And then from Cairo, we're going to fly to Aswan. Now, Aswan is a totally different pace. Aswan is slow, it's laid back. It's the home of the largest concentration of the Nubian people in Egypt. Even though Nubian people are all over Egypt, there's a large concentration of them in Aswan. So you'll get to see that. And that's where we'll embark on to the Nile cruise. But before that, we're going to go tour Abu Simbel, which is the largest tribute that Ramses II did to Queen Nefertari. So it's like a really beautiful monument structure that you'll see that's built right into the mountains. So you guys will see that, and then get on the cruise and you know, start to make our way up towards Luxor. But while in Aswan, we're also going to visit the Nubia Museum. And a lot of people have not seen that museum, and it's really underrated. The artifacts inside are just amazing. You can spend hours in there actually, but we'll have a guide. So we're going to hit all the really good parts, but and you'll still have time to kind of mix and mingle and go see some of the things that you want to see on your own. But it has like this huge exhibit of Nubian life there, made with these life size I don't want to call them mannequins, it's art. They just made these life size figures, and it's a whole Nubian village inside of there, and it's really beautiful. And
Are
it's
you talking about
definitely something to
statues?
see.
You talking about statues?
Yeah, statues. Yeah, statues, but they so
You
lifelike, Bomani. They look
I
like
said
people.
mannequins. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like people, so the statues. But it's really a beautiful display, and I think everyone's going to enjoy it. It's just something that doesn't get seen enough. But if you're in Aswan, you have to absolutely see it. And then we will be taking one of the boats, ferry boat, over to the Nubian village, and we'll have a good time there. You get to mix and mingle with Nubian people, and then there's also shopping opportunities there. And let's see what else. Oh, now, and we're also going to see the Nubian village that's not the touristic one. So we're going to actually go into the village where I have friends there, and they're going to lay it all out for us, and you will be able to ride camels in the Nubian village. These are camels that they've taken care of. They're really beautiful, well kept. Um, we'll ride the camels up to the nobles' tombs, and then you'll get to see Aswan from the mountaintop, which most people don't get to see. I added this to the tour because I did it personally, and it's just amazing, and it's just something that everybody should see. And so we're going to have a good time there. And let's see. Then, like I said, we get on the cruise, and then we'll make our way up towards Luxor. And the cruise does stop in two other cities. It stops in Kom Ombo, and Edfu. And then there's temples along the way that we'll stop at in those two cities to visit as well on our way back towards Luxor.
That is beautiful. Lots of temples, lots of experience,
Yes.
and as you was talking about Nubian village, one of our good sister,
Hmm.
BW, Samson was posting that she been to the Nubian village also.
Okay, good.
Have Nubian family
Yeah,
there.
so the one that's not touristic, because there's two. There's two. There's the one where all the shops and stuff are, and then there's one where people actually just live, and they have just a few shops, a nice coffee shop there, and they just open up a restaurant. So they're growing. They're growing their part to make it more welcoming to tourists. But for the most part, they just invite you into their homes, and you get to eat and mix and mingle. So it's like we're welcome to the barbecue there for sure. They welcome us.
That's perfect. Maybe our sister can tell us
Yeah.
once we finish talking. Maybe BW can join us. You can click on the link and join us once we finish talking. So perfect. So that's a little version of a cruise ship that I have. But
Hmm.
once you give me a picture of the one
I
that we're
have
going to
them.
be on,
I'll send it.
I'll replace it with that one. But
Okay.
this is giving everyone an example.
Yes, it's a very luxurious ship. So, and then people who are like content creators or anybody that's social media forward and want to have great photo opportunities, there's definitely going to be a lot of those on that boat. And there's also a good time. There's parties on there, and you get to you get to let your hair down and enjoy yourself. You can relax if you want, or you can turn up. It's up to you. It's your time to do what you want on the cruise.
Perfect. So you have a swimming pool, a casino, and they have a nice dining area
Yes.
and an open area where you could just enjoy the view.
Yep. You sure
And
can.
how about the cabins?
The cabins are very lovely. Okay, so
I
they're
know people like, where are we going to sleep at?
yeah, so it's like, okay, so the thing is these Nile cruises are like floating hotels. So you're basically going to have the same size, like a hotel room, and they're double occupancy. They'll have a restroom inside, with shower and all of that. And so, it's just sleeping on the water. But they're flat bottom boats. So, and the Nile River, it's really not really rocky. So it's a nice smooth ride. You should be just relaxed and able to enjoy yourself while you're on the boat.
It's perfect. Looking forward to it then, family. You should too. So you have more than enough time to plan if you have the interest in this journey of a lifetime to Egypt. So let me just post the dates up here again.
Okay.
That's it right there, family. November 21st to December 2nd.
Yep. It's a
Now,
great time to travel there too.
yes, so it's not super hot. It's not like
Right.
traveling there in the middle of summer.
Yes.
But
Yes.
people do a lot of trips to Egypt in the middle of summer.
I,
You don't know why? You don't want
I
to.
want my guests to enjoy their time in Egypt. I think that's torture. I just think
Is there like a abundance of the heat waves hitting you from left to right?
oh my gosh, it's like you won't be able to breathe. It's like, and then going into a temple after the heat of the day. Mm,
Toronto.
I learned the hard way because I landed in Egypt in August. So I learned the hard way that we don't want to do that. All right, and then so the tour continues. The ship lands in takes you to Luxor, and in Luxor, you guys are going to be able to enjoy the hot air balloon experience. It's really something to see, and everyone is going to get a chance to do that if you'd like. And we're also going to be able to have city walking tour and souk visit. So that's going to be on the east side of Luxor. So Luxor is split into two cities basically. On the West Bank side is the village side, and on the East Bank side is more of a city side, and between the two is the Nile. So we usually catch ferry boats back and forth between the two sides. um, but it's still a really beautiful city, and the walking tour can be on either side. It's up to us how we're all feeling as a group, so to speak, when the time comes. The tour also includes the Valley of the Kings guided tour, but what's different about our tour is we're not going to just let you see the standard three tombs. We've added King Tut's tomb because everybody wants to see King Tut, and a lot of people don't realize it's not included. They get
Oh
into the valley.
wow.
Yeah, they get into the Valley of the Kings. They buy their ticket, and they're like, "Well, where's King Tut's tomb?" And then someone will say, "Well, it's extra. You got to buy a ticket." But the ticket office is a bus ride away. So you don't get to go get a ticket. So you miss out.
You got to
And
be prepared and ready. There
right,
you go.
right. So we're making sure that you do get to actually see it. And some people say it's not worth seeing. I'm like, I beg to differ. I have videos on it. It's definitely worth seeing, and his actual um, mummy is inside of there still. The mummy's there. Inside the tomb. So you definitely want to see that. We're also going to go see Habu Temple, which is on the West Bank side. It's just beautiful. Ramses the Third, if that was his mortuary temple, and it's just gorgeous. You guys will see that. We're also going to see the Valley of the Workers. A lot of people don't get to see this. This is the area where the people who actually worked in the Valley of the Kings, the ones that built it, the ones that built the different temples, this is where they're buried. This is this is their families, and this you see their everyday life. They have all the hieroglyphics and everything up there. You actually get to see the city where they lived. Now, because there's this belief that everybody in Egypt was slaves, but that's not that's not the case. These weren't slaves. These people were workers. They were getting paid. They were the tombs and stuff that we're going to see are the ones of the supervisors and things. So it's just really a great sight, and you don't see it on normal tours, but you will see it on this tour. We're also going to visit the Valley of the Nobles, and you guys. So the noblemen, it's like they were like the hand of the king for anybody that's like a Game of Thrones fan. The noble people, the noblemen were running things. So the pharaoh, of course, is the king. The pharaoh is the pharaoh, the religious figure, so to speak. But somebody was running the city. Those were the nobles. So they were running things, and they have these tombs. They were very well-to-do people, very powerful, very influential, and they look like us. And I want you guys to see that. and most people don't let you see it. It's not on the regular tourist circuit, but we're going to see it. So I
Perfect
think,
family. There you go.
yes, I think that's special. And then, yeah, and then while in Luxor, we're going to be staying at a really great hotel that has good nightlife, a good, bar area. So, you can have adult beverages and things like that. So it'll be fun. It's going to be a
There you
good
go.
time.
Perfect. So another 5-star resort.
Yep, it's going to be fun. It's a good time. It's very, very nice there.
So there you go, family. So that's a nice breakdown right there. So
Hmm.
and then now we go down to the finale.
Yes. Now this is a part of Egypt that people do on a second tour, but we're putting it all in one tour. So you guys are going to get to go to Hurghada, which is like going to the Caribbean, Miami. It's like Miami in Egypt. It's just beautiful, right? It's just a very beautiful place. It's located right on the Red Sea. Um, so you guys will get to enjoy the journey there from Luxor. So from Luxor to Hurghada, it is an overland journey, but it's beautiful. The ride through the desert and get a break in between, and then but once you break the mountains and you see that sea, it's breathtaking. I'll make sure everybody have their cameras ready for when it's time for it to happen. It's really a beautiful sight to see. And then we're going to be staying at a very, very nice all-inclusive resort. And there's just a lot to see and do. The food is delicious there. The rooms are top notch. The service is awesome.
What about that
Uh,
water park?
and the water park is huge. Yeah, so they have the water park and they have like an adult one in there as well as for the kids. They have the adult slide. So, it's just stuff to do for everybody. So if you do want to bring your teens, or your kids with you, it's definitely a family friendly tour as well. And they would also have a great time, at all the hotels actually, but specifically here at the resort. They would have a ball.
So that's perfect. So family, that is it right there. The journey of a lifetime right there. So to Hurghada. So and the
Yes.
other thing is let's talk about some optionals. You mentioned going out on the yacht and doing a few
Mhm.
things. So what are some of the other experiences you have in that area since you live in that area?
Right. So yeah, so there's like you could do like a marina tour. It's a beautiful marina there, with yachts all over. It's a huge number of yachts. No one would think that Egypt would have all these yachts like they do, but they do. And they're located in Hurghada. There's an aquarium there. Which is also another fun thing to do with kids. There's another museum there, and then they have golf. Like if you like me, you like to play golf, we can do that there. It's got bowling, got movie theaters, it got everything. It's got everything that we're used to, but it's done on a different level of service in Egypt. And you know what's funny, Bomani? I saw Creed 3 a
Um,
month or so ago, right? And it was my first time going to this particular movie theater. And first of all, it cost $3, right? Second, it was it was just the cleanest thing I've ever seen. It was so clean. And then they have intermission, so they give you time to go to the restroom, get your drink refill.
intermission. Wow, they have intermissions. I
They
can't
had
remember last time
intermission.
I seen that.
So it's still about the service, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So Hurghada is a very service oriented location in Egypt. It definitely caters to tourists. So I'm not going to lie, it is touristy, but that's nothing wrong with that. It looks great. And like Bomani said, I live near there. I actually live really right around the corner from this resort. My house is really close there. And then yes, and then I guess for people who might be looking for to relocate or want to see properties and things like that, we'll have those available as well to see for people who want to, take that journey.
There you go, family, and a list of wonderful different things. So get your spa experience on,
Yes.
and
Oh,
then
and
there's
then you
also
have the stuff here, the desert safari, yeah, and there's a spa experience. You can definitely do spas. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, and snorkeling. I forgot to talk about that. The water is so crystal clear, and then the coral reefs are there, so the dolphins are out. the fish are everywhere. It's just beautiful. If you're not afraid of water, if you're a water person like me, then you you would enjoy taking a snorkeling excursion there. It's really beautiful.
Yes, family, get your swimwear ready and your snorkeling gear ready, and just enjoy paradise. So that's
Yeah,
what we
and
have
then
in
they
store.
have it for you too. So like when you go snorkeling, if you don't have that, they do have it, but it's better to probably just bring your own. But they will have the suits and stuff for you if you want those. As part of the experience.
See, family. So that is what we're doing, and this is a comment from earlier.
Hmm. Okay, Mama Fatima, Brother Wale, one of the teachers at Nubian School. Okay. Headmaster, I'm not tech savvy. Okay.
Yes, yes. So she's saying not the tourist one,
Yeah, so she was in the other one. Good, the same
other
one
one.
where, yeah, that's the one where the nobles' tombs are. That one, that's the one we're going to go see as well.
They go and then you
Yes.
have optional to go to the tourist Nubian village. So just
Yes.
so it's and then family. One of the main things I want to let you know, if you just want to stay there longer, you can stay there longer, and then then you just your flights gets worked out to where you leave from Hurghada back to Cairo and Cairo back to the U.S.
Hmm.
So we're flexible to work things out, and that's what I do here throughout the day. Just make sure that we just make it simple and easy for you, so you can just focus on enjoying your journey, and making sure that you just can focus on other things and getting prepared.
Yes.
So, any preparation information that you want to share?
You know, outside of, let's see, I don't know, just preparing yourself. I would say try to learn a little bit of the language. So I can share that link with you, Bomani. I do have a audio video that I did with some key phrases and things that I keep adding to that people might want to learn a little bit before they come. They help them feel more
Are you
comfortable when
talking
they're
about French or Arabic or something else?
Arabic. I'm talking about Egyptian Arabic
All right, gotcha.
because that's all they speak there is Egyptian Arabic, unless you know some Russian or some let's see what else. A lot of Russian, other languages, but not
So there you go,
you know
family. Another
not
country
English.
where we're gonna have translators. But the good thing of it is you're staying in tourist areas, so your
Yeah.
menus will be in English and things like that. Unlike
Right.
if you're in Senegal with me and everything is in French.
Oh.
Museum tours to all the menus. Yeah,
Okay.
it's that was a very interesting one.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, that's our Senegal and Gambia tour. So
Yeah.
you're experiencing two different countries that's right there together, but you're experiencing one that's more advanced than other. But you're also experiencing one that you're not going to be able to communicate much of. You may have to learn some French in the other one.
Yeah.
You can, people speak English and everything is in English.
Right.
So I'm always telling people that there's no one simple experience in Africa.
Mm-mm.
It's a journey of a lifetime across the countries and
Yes.
across the African continent. And you're gonna find north and south, east and west completely different.
Right. Yep. Everyone has their each place has its own culture, its own foods. A lot of things you could tell are similar because it must have traveled with the people as they moved up. You know, up the country. Because those rice dishes are similar everywhere.
They got jollof rice up there too.
Well, it's not even like a jollof rice, but it is a spiced rice dish and it's good. I like it. I love their food. The little flatbreads and stuff. Oof, yes, it's everything's just so fresh and delicious. I enjoy it. The only thing I'm missing is the plantains. I don't know why they don't have
Plantain,
plantains in
they don't
Egypt.
do plantains, okay?
It's every palm tree is a date tree. I don't see coconuts or plantains.
There you go. So family, the
Bring
environment
those.
changes as we go across the different parts of Africa.
Right.
And it probably doesn't get cold there, but get very hot. Just like in South Africa, it gets it gets cold and
It get cold. It get cold in Egypt and in the evening in the wintertime. So like January is like the coldest month. And when I say cold, it's like Tallahassee, Florida cold. You know
like
what I'm saying? It's not,
like 60 degrees.
yeah, that's cold. So yeah, to them, I mean, when it gets down in the 50s, people are like, got on parkas. It's like it's not it's not that cold to people, from up north, but it does happen. But once it hits hot, like spring started on the 20th, so you just go from winter to hot. That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
Winter to hot. I know we got a comment. Lydia Life TV.
Oh,
Hey
hey,
sister,
Lydia.
so happy to see this video, sending this to my daughter to watch on replay. Hello, Bomani, love the collaboration. Appreciate
Oh,
your
thank
sister.
you.
You
Thank you.
know,
Hey, Lydia.
yeah, we network with a lot of people across the known world to push this movement of repatriation, Pan Africanism, and
Yes.
us just making our presence felt all over the globe.
Hmm. Absolutely. And then I need to be talking to my older folks too. Everybody that's thinking about retirement, the continent is a viable option.
Great option, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, because
Great
America is a
option.
little too expensive. So just something to think about.
Yes, absolutely, and that's what we're doing. We're just giving people those futuristic options, and by them just taking a journey, it just open your mind already. You can like, okay, can I live in this country?
Yeah.
Those things become realistic, but to just making that initial move, and that
Hmm.
initial move is experiencing one of these journeys.
Right.
And
Yeah. Take a tour first. Take a tour first.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we attract all of these crazy people on YouTube, but it seems to be they just love following. They have nothing better to do. But they have one person, he calls himself Coon X-Ray.
Oh God. Yeah, it's
And
unfortunate. I can't see the comments because I got my screen big so I can see, but that's okay. I don't want to
oh yeah,
see.
it's nothing important.
Okay.
Um, the first one, yeah, this one is a interesting one. What are these jungle bunnies talking about?
Oh wow.
And then the other one is supporting the occupiers. So basically, I think the person have an issue with us traveling to Egypt and doing business in Egypt, because here comes this other comment. When will you tour Khartoum?
Oh Lord. People are so crazy.
Then he goes into talking about my shirt.
You know what? We appreciate the view though.
And then this is another one. Africa for the Africans, but they're talking about supporting occupiers of
This is
Africa.
obviously somebody that's never traveled. They haven't been there, so they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, so
But
they're looking at the people in Egypt as I'm just kind of analyzing, because
yeah.
unfortunately people don't have the guts to come up here and talk like that. But it's always interesting because you learn a lot from just the craziness that people go on their mind. So I think the person is looking at the fact that they're looking at Egypt as, I mean, I'm not saying that Egypt is an Arab nation, but they're probably looking at Egypt as an Arab nation, and that
Hmm.
they're having issues in whatever country they have it. But people just tie a lot of things together, and and it's like, I don't know where they come, like like with the whole tribal issue. So it seemed like it's something that he has a tribal issue against Egypt, maybe in his
I
you
think it's
know
jealousy.
yeah, and because one of the things you can look at is that, yeah, Egypt is very modern, and then some of the
Yeah.
other countries around it is not. So that's the situation that you deal with, and people like,
Yeah.
well, why y'all going to this country? These people are devils, and we're the real good people. And and then you're like, what are we gonna come and see and do? So family, for those who are wondering and what we're doing in Egypt, we're doing a nice Nile Valley journey, and it is booked with luxury accommodations.
Right.
So just like we have journeys that doesn't have all this luxury, so we write tour programs that are completely different, and it's based on country and based on situation. But we have to make sure that we take people to the safest places,
Hmm.
and and Egypt is always a place I feel safe at. We have people escorting us, and
Yeah.
looking out for us and things like that. And it's an engine that works. It's a tourism setup that works.
Hmm.
So when people ask me about tourism, like in another country, like people ask me about going to Nigeria, so I tell them, well, I don't, as someone that write tour programs, I don't feel like I have the things in place to write a proper tour program that's going to deliver,
Right.
because we want to, we're in business also to just excel. We're not in business just to just try to figure things out and just go
Right.
places. Like certain places, like example, I have a Liberia itinerary, and
Hmm.
that's something that we're working on just to kind of build. So you're doing advanced countries, and you're doing countries that's not so advanced, but
Right.
this is just the experience of what we're building. But unfortunately, we can't get to everyone's country, and maybe in the future. But the only thing I can tell people, get your government to push tourism in your country and reach out to the folks in African diaspora, and
Right.
offer a special welcome into the country, because I know there's some countries promote tourism far better, and some countries you're like, is there a tourism infrastructure? And they're like, nah, tourism, what is that?
Right.
Yeah. And
Right.
so Egypt is one of them places that we can just do all kind of incredible tours.
Right.
And
They even have tourist police. They have a police force dedicated for just tourism. And then for anybody that feel like they're having an issue, whatever, you can go right up to them, start talking. They'll handle it. It's
and then the
they're
country
really focused on it.
is very clean and
Yeah.
infrastructure is awesome.
Yeah.
So for those who have traveled many different places, always understand that the countries change based on many different things. I mean, what you're
Right.
gonna experience change by many different things. Because I was living in the Gambia and I mean, in no disrespect to the Gambia, I was like, the country looked not much different from when I was there in 2006.
Oh,
I mean, they've been through civil unrest and a few
yeah.
different things, but it's like that's the difference. But I'm telling you, family, where you see opportunities in different parts of Africa that may not be as developed. I mean, those are literally the opportunities, but you have to be the pioneers because once other people get a hold of some of the countries, they're not going to stay that way forever. So thing for people
Right.
to open their minds and think about.
Yeah, and I think another thing I wanted to touch on though too is like for people who are like planning on buying property or buying a flat or something like that in Egypt, especially in Hurghada and in the tourist areas, it's all freehold, which means there's no 99-year lease. You own it outright. It's something you could pass down to your family. It's a real investment and it's documented, contracts and everything. So it's just not like that everywhere.
Perfect. And appreciate you sharing it because people will literally summarize the whole African continent as having just when you go somewhere and live there, you're gonna be out of water for a few days of the week. You're gonna be out of power. You're gonna have dirt, raggedy roads. You're gonna go places and it's open sewers. And is there a place like that in Africa? Absolutely. But there's also places that's not like that. So we're trying to just share information and the difference as we because we talk about many different countries.
Right. Absolutely.
And even
Yeah.
that new city in Egypt, I mean, that's how these people are taking it to that next level.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. And even the area where I live, it's I'm calling it up and coming because it's like literally being built around me before our eyes, and everything is just restaurants are popping up. It's just like shops, everything. It's just happening so fast, and I'm like, man, we need to get in on this. We need to
Right.
get in on the ground floor while there's still some empty units and people, can get in at a good price because eventually we're not gonna be able to afford it. So.
That's what we're talking about, family. Let me see if anybody wants to join us and if anyone has some positive stuff to share.
That one guy that said something about the occupiers, I always find that funny, Bomani, because I was like, but if you live in America, what's the difference? What is America occupied by?
Yeah.
And you don't have a problem living there, so I don't get it. You don't have a problem living in the UK. So I don't know. I don't know who these occupiers are, but
Yeah, absolutely. It's
it's amazing.
it's probably talking about the people that went from 13 colonies to 50 plus states.
Yeah.
Maybe they're the occupiers.
I don't know. I don't know.
But nevertheless, anyway, leave these lost cause alone. So
Right, it's their loss. They miss out. Say,
come
watch
on,
the
family.
video. Watch the
Give some
video of us
positive-
having a good time.
Yeah, give some positive energy. If you have some videos you want me to play,
I
or
will.
for us to show people some video highlights, you can just send me the link, or
I
we can just
will.
go to wherever you want me to go, and we can just play some of them. If you want to share some highlights of this, or we can always do it another time also.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give you a prepared list. That's my fault. Yeah, I gotta get my schedule together. On our next call, I promise. I'll have stuff for you that we can share. I'll just break up our whole itinerary. At least they can kind of see our people in action at these places.
So
We can do
perfect. That
that.
is beautiful, and that will work. And
Okay.
as we, family, our goal is just to get you prepared and build this excitement of this incredible program to Egypt. So we're there, family. We're taking you into a world of just past, present, and future.
Right.
Cause that whole new Egypt city, that's definitely the future. It's gonna be like family. If you never seen a new fresh city being built,
It's being built right before our eyes.
and the same thing I was telling people when they was on a journey with me to Senegal. You literally drove from the airport and you literally saw brand new cities just being built out,
Mhm.
and it's impressive.
Yeah.
So and so those are two countries where we see these things going on, and a few more. And the goal is for those of us that are open to investment is to get access to land and build more out in the rural areas, and just
Mhm.
build what you uh, that will be a foundation of a future town or a future city.
Right.
So those are the opportunities. So when I went to the Gambia, connected with the Black Acres of the Gambia, and
Mhm.
we toured their land community compound,
Yeah.
and and they talk about other people just literally getting land around that same area. And
Mm.
some people, that's how you kind of build certain energy. So you don't have to do it all. It may not just be on the grand scale of just a whole new city, but for those who want to do investments,
Mhm.
acquiring land, real estate investment, and
Mhm.
then you want to build into what is eventually going to be new cities. Because once there's when you build something, others will come.
Right.
And it's the same thing I tell people when I first came out there to that area that we're in Jahadzi. It was nothing out there. As a matter of fact, you were one of the first people that went out there with us.
I remember it was nothing, which is beautiful though. I wanted it.
And then now
I wanted to be there.
they built a whole new community where we have we got the first house there to run
Yeah.
as our office, and then other people are building. But even though that may take a few more years to where you see more and more building, the
Mhm.
development is coming. So you're telling people that these are the open opportunities.
Right.
When we talk about modern advanced countries, we also talk about the countries that are not as modern or developed, and you
Mhm.
can seek out opportunities if you just want to be literally a pioneer. And then the ones that are modern and advanced, the same thing. It's still opportunities. It may not get it in certain level of development, but you can find other aspects of open opportunities. So that's the floodgate of the market now, family. Where you go to Africa, whichever country you choose to go to, you
Yeah.
see all aspects of different nations and different races of people
Mhm.
there in the country, from doing tours to seeking out greener pastures to expand
Right.
their operations from, say, China, Japan to the African continent, because they know the situation. This is the future of the world,
Mhm.
one way or another, and you know, and we have to make our mark. So this is our foundation of doing it. That's giving you a nice welcome into the country and make it as fun, exciting, educational, and make it you're basically your journey of a lifetime, one of your greatest experience.
Right. And then I do want to say this to Bomani about this particular Nile Valley cruise or tour is one thing that people should think about, like while they're all out shopping tours, is that this one is going to take you to, you're going to go to Cairo, you're going to go to Luxor, you're going to go to Aswan, you're going to go to Kom Ombo, you're going to go to Edfu, you're going to go to Abu Simbel, and you're going to go to Hurghada. So you're going to see Egypt from land to sea. And that's just not, people just don't do that a lot in one tour, but we are. And and we're going to be setting a new standard. And your guests, everybody, our guests are going to enjoy it and really have a good visual of a huge cross section of the country to really understand what it's all about. And it'll be easier to make decisions on where they might want to potentially invest or live or something like that if they decide that Egypt is for them, and because they would have seen many areas. So you're going to see everything from the fast, busy city to the nice, slow countryside to the beautiful resort-filled beaches, all in one tour. And I think that's priceless.
That's
So,
it. That's it, family. Priceless journey of a lifetime.
yeah,
So I got the
sure.
post up. If
Okay.
anybody wants to join us or have any questions, just click on the link and join us. If no one is interested, we're going to be closing soon. But that is the program that we have gone over, family, uh, which you can get all the details from our website, and you
Hmm.
can just read into it more and process it.
Yeah.
And then
And
click
this
on
is
the
a
link.
group tour, right, Bumani? So is there the opportunity for roommates matching or anything?
Yes,
People,
double occupancy. We just work those
okay.
things out. But yes, our group tour. So
Yes.
Um, all of our brothers and sisters around the globe that's interested in traveling with us, you know how we do with our Africa for the Africans brand. You're just more than welcome to join us, and we'll
Right.
just get that experience set up for you. And once you reach out to me, my goal is always just to go over it with you, send you those emails, and then get you finalized and get you this set up to go in. Our goal is just to plan out everything way ahead of time. So yeah, so the sooner you start processing the information, looking at it, and just dialoguing with us, the better it is.
Right.
That way we don't do anything at the last minute.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So yeah, so not much comments. So
Okay.
you know, next time we connect back on, people can definitely make themselves ready.
Okay.
So, but beyond that, we have covered all aspect of the information. So, family, just reach out and we'll connect with you. But let me know if you want to say anything in closing, or if we miss anything, or if there's anything else we need to go over.
Okay. Well, no, I don't. No, I just want to, thank everyone who's watching this video. Thank you for watching it. If you made it this far into the video, I hope that we've convinced you that you should come visit Egypt. And when you do, you should come with us because it's going to be a really great time. It's going to be educational. You're going to have some good food. You're going to meet some great people. As a matter of fact, I'm still friends with the majority of the people that I met on my first tour with Bomani from Free
Oh, excellent.
from years ago. All these
Lifetime
people,
networking.
yeah, we're like really close. And yeah, so it's just one of those experiences that if you're, thinking about coming to Africa for the first time, this tour is it's top notch. It's the way to go, especially when you're trying to get to Africa in a group tour situation. It's going to be top notch. You're going to enjoy yourself. So join us.
That's absolutely family. You're dealing with pros and experts who have done this thing over and over. So, um, and when you're ready to do this and you have no time for amateurs, just reach out to us because it's one of those things where if you just sometimes it's hard to find people who just understand the language of where you're coming from. So we're there, just like yourself,
Yeah,
traveling to Africa for the first time and moving around. So with all those things, we've built the experience that we can share with you. And you see a
absolutely.
comment here. We got a nice positive comment. The food is good and there is something for everybody.
It is exactly, absolutely.
So I'm telling people whether you're vegan, vegetarian,
Hmm.
you're pescatarian, whether you like your grilled steak, all that good stuff. And I'm not here to knock the hustle. I'm always telling people, when it comes to your dining, everybody should be able to enjoy a nice, wonderful dining session, like
Exactly.
every dinner time, like for the whole tour.
Hmm.
So those are things I'm always looking at. On our last journey, was able to just go to some incredible restaurants that has, like my sister said, she was there with us, something for everybody.
Yes, absolutely. And our itinerary is filled with places that are just like that. Great restaurants with great food. So
This is a nice option. I've never tried this option before. I went from Cairo to Luxor by overnight train.
okay. Yeah, I mean
Not a bad
that's
experience.
I've done it too. I went from Luxor to Cairo on the train before, and it's a long ride. It's a long ride. But, especially when you can fly for an hour. It's like, it was like a 10-hour ride on the
Yeah,
train, but it was
long bus
really
and train ride.
it was pretty. It was pretty and you
Hopefully, you get to
know,
see something beyond just the desert.
well, it is. It's no, because the train tracks are along the Nile, so it's really pretty plush the whole way. You're seeing palm trees and fields of sugarcane, all the
Seen
things that they
temples.
grow. Yeah, so it's a pretty ride. It's just long.
And
I'm like,
she excited 3 times. There you
yeah.
go, family. We have some experts who've been there multiple times. And one of the things that they all realize that when they look at our itinerary, they realize it's the difference. You're getting a lot more, and it's just that's the way we do it, family. It's just
Yeah.
that's the journey of a lifetime. Uh, and the one thing that we're not going to do, you're going to get lectures, but we're not going to just get into lecture mode with you. So your lectures are only going to be at the sites.
Right.
Just want to let people know because those are always questions people want to know. And
Yeah.
then do we do nightlife? I tell people yes. No, this is not one of those things where we're going to take you somewhere and then you don't experience different aspects of the country.
Mhm.
Like I tell you, land, air, sea, nightlife, daytime. From museums to fine restaurants,
Right.
dining to this, driving around on a bus to this, going places to network into this. it's all aspects of this enjoying life in the country.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be fun. So grab a friend and bring a friend. Bring the family.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's fun for the whole family, and
Yeah.
and then trust me, your children are gonna love the fact that they get to cool off at the water park the last few days. Yeah.
Absolutely. They're going to
So
love it.
perfect. So perfect, my sister. We went over a whole lot, and so we can always just redo it, reconnect again, and let's keep the energy going. So all the things that we've done in the past, it has helped. The information has been put up, so we've been generating a lot of interest.
Good.
So hopefully we don't have to turn people away. But do want to at least fill up one big bus. I don't
Okay.
know about the multiple bus, but what's the most people we can get on one big bus?
About 40.
So about 40, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the hotels are all big enough to accommodate
Oh,
us.
absolutely. Yeah.
So family, that's the limit that we'll set. We'll set 40, and then if um, because we got a whole lot of time, and I got a lot of people who wanted to just go to Egypt, but they didn't know which direction to go. And you have popular people doing Egypt tours, which is nice because they specialize in certain lectures and certain this direction of how they do their tours. But the journey of a lifetime is just on a different energy and level. And I'm not trying to say anything about anybody in general.
Right.
Just trying to let people know that that's our goal. Our goal is to just analyze and find out what people want on these journeys, and that's what Matrell and myself have done over the years. You literally just cater to what people want and add certain things in that are important, because we let them know if you're gonna travel with us, you're gonna learn something. We're gonna make sure that we get you to the museums, make sure we get you that the history and that culture, but at the same time too, it's a balanced experience, and
Right.
nothing is you're not overshadowed. It's like I take you when we go to places dealing with African Holocaust, we're not going to just beat it down on you, but it's a balance of what you have to get to just have a complete experience, right?
Right. Absolutely. It should be well-rounded, and at the end of the
Well-rounded.
day, when when your education is over, you should be able to let your hair down and be yourself. Have a good time on the tour too. So, and get refreshed and ready for the next day, because it's going to be, it's going to move, but we definitely take everything into consideration for comfort.
There you go. And then
Yeah.
what the other thing that we add in is a level of a whole lot of networking and business and investment networking or conference, things along that line. So
Right.
that's opening up all aspect of it. So that's the big difference between whatever you have seen over the period of time dealing with the world of tourist Africa.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So family, the journey continues, my sister. Appreciate your energy, and
Thank you.
you ready to close for tonight?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Come to Egypt. We're welcome. We welcome you.
yes, so family, so closing out, and the journey continues.
All right.